What an amazing win. I guess my question is, how?
That was tough. That was real tough. Honestly, I didn't think we were going to make it. They kept giving me a number, and it just wasn't getting... I was close, but not enough. So, luckily, we were on the safe side there, but huge credit to everybody on the PNC Bank number 9. Obviously, can't thank Honda enough. Home race here at the Acura Grand Prix, all the Honda employees here. And today was really fun driving my Honda. So hopefully we can keep doing this year, but it was huge.
So to that point, as Chip Ganassi comes in for a hug, that one deserves a celebration. To that point, Scott, how many times did you say there's no way this is going to happen?
Josef was coming strong, and I was kind of unsure how he was going to be once he got behind us. But I also knew that he'd been burning the tires off too. But Chip came on, he's like, just go for it, man. And I was like, I'm going to try, but so cool. Obviously, you have Bill Demchek here too from PMC, so huge event. Got to say hi to everybody back home in New Zealand and in the UK, Emma and the kids. And obviously, this one I'm going to dedicate to Sir Colin Giltrap, obviously help him start my career. We lost him this week, unfortunately, but huge thank you to him and all the support back home.
Yeah, Diff mentioned that, and we can tell the emotion in your voice. You've had some amazing runs in your career, saving fuel, making lap time. Where does this one rank for you? Is it at the top?
Well,
of difficulty.
It was way up there, man, because the stress level was high. You know, those guys were coming fast and strong. Obviously, I think we were kind of off by a lap or two of making it easy. I think other fuel races I've done, I've had it under control for the whole stint, but I saw Josef coming, I was like, man, this is going to be really tough. And don't know what happened there, but I knew Colton was going to be strong. And last 2 laps, team came on and said, just go for it. We got plenty of fuel, and away we went, man.
And was the burnout just kind of a show off? I've got a little bit more.
Yeah, we made it back to the pits, man. We had loads left.
Well, even Scott Dixon seemed resigned to the fact that Josef Newgarden was going to catch and pass him, but then contact out of the hairpin. What's your view of what happened? And I saw you talking to Colton just a little while ago.
I mean, I don't know. It seemed pretty obvious. You know, he just misjudged it and ran into me. And once I got lifted here, I went into anti-stall. I got lifted up off the ground a foot or two. And I couldn't get going. I had to wait. You have to wait for the clutch, the clutch to disengage and get the thing reset. So I was just kind of stalled there for a second. So, you know, I'm not going to say we were going to get Dixon. It was actually very, very difficult for me to get the run that I needed to. I think traffic was going to provide me an opportunity. So actually that run right there, I was really excited about. I think that was going to be my last chance. Never know if it would have pulled off or not. I mean, maybe not. He was really quick. I don't know how they were going as far as they were, but look, we had a great car. Really proud of my team. Great strategy. Good speed all weekend. So, you know, I think we got to be happy with a 4th. I'm just not sure about the Herta deal. Like, I think they should probably look at that differently. Look, if you hit somebody, it is what it is. It'd be the same if I hit somebody, but, you know, we got to take a 4th, and we'll take a 4th.
On his radio during the race, he said that he basically stopped in the corner. Did you approach that hairpin any differently or have a different rolling speed than you had otherwise?
No, similar when I was following Dixon the last multiple laps. Yeah, very similar.
Josef says effectively that you just ran into the back of him. I mean, is that how you feel about it? Was it that black and white to you?
Yeah. Misjudged it a little bit, but you know, I think he set up pretty wide and was cutting back in, so he's a little bit slower at apex. But ultimately, it's up to me to carry the right speed into the corner, not to run in the back of people, and I just misjudged it. So would have been fine. I think he hit anti-stall coming out of the corner, and that's what really bottled him back. But yeah, definitely something to put in the back of my mind. I don't like to race like that, especially a guy like Josef that I have a lot of respect for. But you know, our game was really good today, and I think we got the max out of it. Obviously, Dixon, I still don't know exactly how he got to the lead and what happened there, so we'll have to see later today or tomorrow. But overall, I'm happy with the Game Bridge Honda and what we had to do today. You know, two really good races to start the year off, so hopefully we can keep this going.
Yeah, and we talked on the broadcast about the work that you've put in over the offseason and how you deemed last year the worst year of your racing career. So how rewarding is this start?
Yeah, it's exactly how we want to do it. Obviously, we want wins, but you know, to be in the top 5 for every race, including the non-championship race this year, we just have to keep putting up points like that. And once we have the right position, that we have a car to win, and everything goes right for us, the wins will come. So we'll take it slowly.
Great day for Colton. Herta finishes in the 2nd spot.
How about the man in 4th in points, Alex Palou, the 2-time and defending champion? Here he is with Kev.
Yeah, if you want to show point standings, always appropriate to talk to and about Alex Palou, 2 of the last 3 championships. 2 Ganassis on the podium today. Did you have anything else for those in front of you? Do you consider this, hey, this was about what we had, this is good?
It was tough. It was tough. It was really close between the 2, the 26, the 9, obviously with that strategy. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that podium. I think we could have done a little bit more without traffic, but honestly, happy to get that first podium with DHL.
So this was 2 very distinct strategies, and you were on the one that wasn't worried about the fuel. Do you as a driver think about that at all? Are we on the right one or are we on the wrong one? And what are the other guys doing?
Yeah, I mean, you always ask. We had the option to do the same strategy. It was open for everybody, but I don't know if we could have made it work. I think only the 9 car and Dixie could make that work. So yeah, proud that the Ganassi car won today, also yesterday with IMSA, so it was a great weekend for us.
If it's uncertain, would you rather just do the one that doesn't have to save fuel and drive as fast as you can, which you got to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it depends on the conditions, but today was really tough. I mean, you saw there's been, I think, like 4 or 5 cars that did it. I think Power was the second one doing that strategy, and he's back in P6. So, yeah, HRC gave us also the fuel mileage we needed, and it's great that Dixon got the win.
4 times here at Long Beach for Alex Palou, top 5 every time, Dylan.
Evaluate your day. I know you were maybe closer to the front at one point and then slipped back there to 5th, but just evaluate your day.
Yeah, it was a solid day for us. Did a really good start, really good first stint with some overtakes, and was feeling really strong. The car was really good. Unfortunately, we lost a couple of spots there in the first pit sequence, so we need to look at what happened there. So it dropped us back, you know, to 4th from P2, I think. And then, you know, Dixon did that alternate strategy. But overall, you know, the car was super fast. I think the whole 28 team did a great job, and yeah, nice to see 4 Hondas up front. So a good day.
St. Pete did not yield the result that you ultimately wanted, but we're 2 races, 2 points races into your switch to Andretti now. So how do you feel about where the cars are at and your performance so far?
I feel it's really good. You know, it's new team, was 4 years in a different team, so it's all new, and fast 6 both here and in St. Pete, and running top 5 in St. Pete until the issue, and another top 5 here. So I think, you know, we've started off really strong. We're still learning each other, so there's still a lot more potential to come, but it's been a very promising start, and it was just nice to get a really solid day here today, and you know, a good result for everyone, and really a good day by the whole team.
How much do the races just help you learn? I mean, obviously you can test and you can look at data and all those things, but just being able to get out and run races is a big help, I'd imagine.
Yeah, for sure. You know, when you're in a new team, you always have that process of learning your engineers, the setup of the car, the way the car behaves over a longer stint. You know, I always felt like my strength is the race pace, and you know, racecraft has always been my sort of strength. So I feel good that both St. Pete and here we've shown that. You know, today I think we were definitely fast enough to win, so that shows that we have really good race pace and, you know, qualifying pace. So that's really promising for the rest of the year, and when we get even more fine-tuned together, we're going to be even better.
Solid day for Marcus Ericsson, makes it 2 Andretti cars in the top 5 here at Long Beach, Marty.
Ganassi, the man who's been around for so much of Scott Dixon's career. Now, you sit on Dixon's timing stand. Is this maybe the most improbable win he's ever had as long as you've been sitting on his timing stand, Chip?
I don't know if it's the most improbable, but it's certainly a hard-fought win. I mean, you know, we were saving fuel there from lap, I don't know, 28 or something. We were managing it, you know. Yeah. We were managing it to the finish, yeah.
Talk me through what was going on the timing stand. Dixon said there were several times where I did not think it was going to happen. Did you guys have confidence the entire time on the timing stand he could pull this off?
Absolutely not.
That's what makes it great.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I mean, we know we kept telling him a fuel number he had to get, but to stay in front of those guys, he was not getting the fuel number we had to get. So we had to keep making that up, you know, and that's tough to do.
How nervous were you on the timing stand? He was going to run out on that last lap.
It was relief at the end. It was relief more than anything. It was relief more than joy.
How about the weekend for Chip Ganassi Racing? You win the race on strategy yesterday and speed as well in the IMSA race, and you win it today on strategy too.
One with a Cadillac yesterday, one with a Honda today. It was good.
And that's big because Honda's hometown right here in Long Beach, just up the road in Santa Clarita. Chip Ganassi takes them to victory lane with driver Scott Dixon, Kevin.
Will Power, who was second on the alternate strategy that ultimately won the race. He came in at the first caution the same time Scott Dixon did. But how did that first caution? You dominated the start of this race, built up, what, a 6-7 second gap. What did that caution do to your race?
It hurt us because we were banking on doing a full stint on those greens because the greens are just simply so much faster. So then we were stuck with blacks for the rest because I used them in the fast 6. So, yeah, I think I would have been pretty much the same as Scott, you know, in pace, if you know, pace for the fuel, if I had a new set of greens in that middle stint. But yeah, I guess that's the bet we made when we started on those. You know, we took it, we were going to try get the lead, which we did, and then pull a massive gap and pit. But just a terribly timed yellow, unfortunately. But you know, that strategy won the race, so you can't complain too much.
Let's show you the start again. This is pretty cool.
It was, yeah. I knew I would have good tires. I didn't go crazy like late, you know, and Felix is always good to race, but I was going to attack pretty hard in those first 2 laps to use the grip of the green sidewalls, and then, man, I had the fuel turned down, saving fuel and just saving tires, and able to pull a big gap. But car was good. We'll move on. Top 6 is great for the situation. As you know, in IndyCar, these things happen with the yellows, and see if we can get the Verizon car in victory lane here soon.
Last question, final stint, you're on the same strategy as Dixon. How hard were you saving? Could you have made, if you had the right tire, could you have made the lap time that he was making?
I could if I had the greens, yeah. I just was too risky to use greens that were used twice. You know, where Dixon didn't get in the fast 6, so he had just 1 run on him. You know, we talked about it on the radio, but you know, you can drop pretty quickly if it didn't work out. But yeah, the greens is just simply great. They were really, really good tire.
Pourchaire finishes in the 11th spot, not driven an IndyCar until 2 days ago, and you finished darn near in the top 10. So I want to start there and just your progression through the weekend. And you told me a top 15 would be the goal, but you almost got a top 10. How thrilled are you with how today ended up?
Well, man, it was a crazy, crazy race. I enjoyed it. My first IndyCar weekend is done now with a strong performance. So I'm super happy. I have to thank the Semi-Aero McLaren Chevy team for the car. The car was awesome today, you know. So I was, yeah, the biggest mover of the race, which is amazing, from 22nd to 11th. Super happy with that. And yeah, I have to thank also the IndyCar organization. You know, the championship is amazing. The racing is awesome there. Long Beach is a crazy good place, and I hope to be back in the future there, you know.
How much did you learn in the race compared to just in practice and qualifying when you're not out there by yourself, but you got to really race today?
I learned much more in the race. That's crazy. I mean, 85 laps in a row, many pit stops, out laps, in laps, saving fuel, overtaking cars, you know. And I enjoyed it because the performance was great. And, you know, it's pure racing in the car. I love it. Physically, it's tough. I'm quite tired right now. But, you know, it was a dream come true to do an IndyCar race for me with McLaren, such a legendary brand and racing team. So, you know, I'm quite emotional, but it's amazing, you know. I don't realize yet, but I'm super happy.
What a day. Théo Pourchaire, the highest finishing rookie, 11th on debut in an IndyCar.
Felix Rosenqvist has been fast in every event this season, started on pole. Not, I'm sure, the result you won in 9th, but let's kind of talk about the beginning and sort of the challenges that Marty reported mechanically. That how much did that hamper you throughout the day?
Yeah, I had an issue with brake temps. We were just keeping adding brake bias to the front. Eventually, I ran a number on the brake bias I've never seen before. So it was a bit weird, and I was lacking a lot of confidence in the brake zone. So I just kept getting, like, I couldn't attack, and I definitely couldn't defend. And you know, when it's so tight out there, you're just losing spots. So yeah, I'm bummed. It sucks when that happens, when you're just plummeting, but yeah, I'm still proud of the team. I think we did a hell of a statement this weekend. The pit stops were good. We're improving little things in the background that we didn't see in the race today, but we'll definitely try to learn a lot from this and make a deep dive and come back stronger.
This still goes along with what you said. I just need to take what's available, and in these circumstances, a win is not really available, but you brought the car home and scored good points.
Yeah, that was essentially it, because I felt if I tried to brake where the people were braking around me, I'm going to end in the wall, and that was kind of just. I'm happy we kept our heads cool and just did what we could, and we're still running like 7th in the points, so we're still off to a pretty decent start of the season here. First year together, so yeah, hugely proud of the team. We'll move on from this and come back stronger in Barber.
Very positive weekend for Felix Rosenqvist and Meyershank Racing with their first IndyCar pole, Dylan.
There was a little drama on pit road. Christian Lundgaard just came up to talk to you about that, but on the racetrack, just kind of an okay day for you. Ended up 7th. How would you sum it up?
Yeah, I mean, it summed it up. it was a decent day. You know, we'll take it. We'll take the points. Move on to Barber. You know, we didn't start where we wanted to. We went on that alt strategy. I don't know how Dixon got it done, to be honest. I was behind him, and I'm just watching him sail off into the distance, saving fuel. We're hitting the same number as him, and he's just sailing away. That was crazy to watch. But, yeah, no, we're satisfied. I think we could have gotten maybe one more position, but we nailed everything we needed to do from our end, so I'm satisfied.
Another Long Beach top 10 for Kyle Kirkwood, Marty.
Mike Hull has been on the timing stand for Scott Dixon for over 2 decades, and this one ranks up there, Mike, I'm sure. But where would you put this with races where you're impressed with what your driver was able to pull off?
Every time I'm impressed, then he re-impresses us. But it's fantastic to work with Scott. You know, we tell him what we would like him to do, and he sometimes laughs on the radio about that, but he goes ahead.
Was today one of those days?
I think he thought for a while that we weren't going to get it, that he was going to run out of fuel, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to use that word, but or say it that way, but he didn't, and we actually turned him up on the last lap.
Yeah.
And that was fantastic to be able to do that, because I was freaking out about it a bit, but it was wonderful to win.
Yeah, I asked Mike a moment ago, how impressed were you with what he did today? He said, this one's pretty much way up there, Diff. What a drive.
Hi, folks. Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.